The content of this radio show is to provide information and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered advice or a recommendation. Thing or Two About Life, Total, is an adult podcast and recommended for mature audiences only. No content from the radio show can be used without the permission of Thing or Two About Life, Total. Thank you.
I am so into me, but I can learn a thing or two from you. I can weather the storm all by myself, but I'm so glad I got a total crew.
All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your man Mario. I'd like to welcome you guys into another episode of Thing or Two About Life. It is the Total Podcast, and y'all know, as always, I am hanging with the crew, the fam, my peeps, my esteemed panelists, and we have a good guest today. We're going to jump right into it. We ain't going to waste no time because it's been a while since we came and gave you guys a podcast. So as usual, don't forget to go to all the social media platforms everywhere. We at YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all those places. Don't forget totalview22@gmail.com and totalview22.com, the website for the video versions, the audio versions, and everything in between. So let's get it started by introducing everybody, and we got a guest tonight, and we want to introduce him right now. Joseph, take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Schumer. I am the guest of the lovely Miss Diane Towns, coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas. This is my first time getting a chance to be a part of the podcast. I had the pleasure and the honor of meeting most of the members of this podcast as we celebrated Diane's graduation with her master's degree in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'm just happy to be a part of the crew today.
All right. Good introduction. Welcome, bro. We are happy to have you. All right, follow that up with the beautiful Miss Diane. He gave you a good intro. Do something nice now.
Welcome, everyone. I would like to thank Joseph for joining us. We, as always, we enjoy guests, we enjoy feedback, and we enjoy having a good time sipping on a little cocktail and talking about a thing or two about life. So let's get busy.
All right, let's get to it. And we got the lovely Miss Stay in Your Damn Lane, Felicia. How you doing, baby girl?
I'm doing pretty good and learning to stay in my damn lane. But oh, wait a minute. I don't think I will tonight. But I hope everybody like, share, subscribe, and enjoy the show. And I'm glad we have a little guest.
Wait. I'm gonna say thank you to that, but we don't use that "little" in front of stuff around here. We got a guest. We don't do that little thing.
Again.
That's right. All right, pretty cat lady.
I'm doing good. Meow, meow, everybody. It's good to be back this afternoon with you guys. Thank you for coming in. If you haven't bought a friend, please go out and go back out and bring one in while we're doing our introductions. We would love to have them join us as well. Thank you, Joseph, for joining us this evening.
My pleasure.
And let's get the ball rolling because we have shenanigans going this evening. Meow.
Oh, we do. All right, keeping all the rugrats in line, we had a beautiful Mama D. Talk to him.
Hello, everybody. This is Dianetta, better known as Mama D. The rugrats are not all here. Some of them are under the weather. I'm under the weather too, so you may see me dip in and out, but I got to keep them in square, so I had to show up anyway. But we are happy to have you, and it's good to see you again, Joseph. You're always a welcome guest. You're not a visitor anymore because now you in the group. So don't even consider yourself a guest no more. You part of the fam.
Yes, ma'am, Mama D.
All right. All right. So
what?
God damn it.
What?
All right. People,
I'm
here
here
is.
too.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. We can't have nothing nice. Go ahead.
Hey, Mario.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Joseph. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, pretty lady. Hi. You know, I really do like you.
Miss Madeline, can you get back into the camera because you out of the camera range?
And all
Somebody,
out of her lane tonight.
somebody always hating. But anyway, hey, pretty lady Diane. You know, I like you. I don't like some of them other ones, but you know, I like you.
Well, I like you too.
But anyway, okay, Mario, let's get on with the show.
Joseph, I think I need to explain. We have some schizophrenic people on this podcast that they have a double personality. You just have to excuse them. We just allow it, so just ignore it. Okay.
Hey,
And
Joseph,
she does not know how to stay in her lane.
nobody asked you nothing.
I know, right? That's why I'm not staying in my lane.
Nobody, they always talking.
I know. I am.
Miss
Jesus,
Madeline, if
yeah.
it's okay with you, can we get back to the program? And I'm asking in such a very polite and nice
I
way.
mean, it wasn't me. It was them. They kept on running their mouth.
I know it is never you, Miss Madeline. I know that.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
All right.
Ooh,
Thank
okay.
Shut up, Diana.
you. All right. So the first scenario I want to put out there, I think it was Felicia who put this up in the group. I'm not sure, but it was a guy. He's been with this woman, right? And for 10 years, a decade, and he's the stepfather to her daughter. And the daughter is about to get married, and he's pretty much taking care of her whole entire life, you know, at least for the last decade. So now that she's about to get married, he's paying for it. They holding the event at his house. And the father who's never been there is the person that's going to give the daughter away. And he feels some type of way about it. So he decides he's going to pull his money out. They can't have a wedding at his house anymore because he said that he see where his true place in the family is at. And since we got a new guest on, I'm going to start with you, Joseph. Is he right for pulling out, or should he feel some type of way, or should he step back and let the father give the daughter away?
well, without having seen the video or heard the audio, I guess my question would be, when was that decision made, and was he a part of that decision?
No. He
Okay,
found
well,
out.
I can tell you because
Okay,
I'm the
go
one who
ahead.
posted the video. I can tell you this is the way it went. So all of her life, he's been the one that's there. The real daddy has not been there. They've been making decisions. They've been making decisions with the real dad, but without the financial provider. He's finding out everything at the last minute. They're
Yeah.
not discussing anything with him. He's finding out, like when it comes to walking his daughter down the aisle, he overheard a conversation. Nothing was said to him. And
Yeah.
then when he found that out, that's when he decided to pull out because everything, to pull his money out, because everything that he's been doing, the real dad has not been there, and no one has been discussing anything with him besides how much money they got to get from him.
And his name
Wow.
wasn't on the invitations. The 20
Wow.
people that he required, that he said, hey, look, I at least want these 20 people to come. They told him there's no room for your 20 people.
Well, then I say
So
he's right to pull his money out, because if this man is expected to foot the bill and has been the primary caretaker of the family, and they making decisions without him and don't even have the respect to ask him how he feels about it, then yeah, he's absolutely right to pull his money out.
Now,
okay.
when you add that the guest that he's asking to have there and they're turning that down, yeah, that'll make me feel some kind of way. But because she's asking her biological father to walk her down the aisle. I'll feel kind of weird, but that's her biological father and that's the bride. So she has a right, to choose who she wants. But if he's being turned down for everything else and they just pretty much using him for the money, yeah, I'll take my money back.
Mm-hmm. But still, they
Okay.
should ask him how he felt about even having that man around. If
But
they're gonna
if
No.
no, go ahead, Joseph. Go ahead.
if they're gonna have a wedding at his house,
Yep.
he's basically gonna assume this man's responsibility for this young girl's entire life.
Mhm.
Invite somebody into my house without
Yeah.
asking,
It should be a discussion.
and then you're gonna
It
tell
should be
me
a
you're not gonna
discussion.
discuss it. You're gonna tell me at the last minute.
No,
Yeah,
it should
see,
be a
that's
discussion.
that's something they should have talked about in the early stages of the planning to see how this man even felt about it. Because then he might have had time to, say, okay, this is important to you, anything from a baby girl, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like if your kids are small, if they ask you politely for a cookie, you give them a cookie. If they go and take it and you know they're not supposed to, all right, give me that damn cookie and go be hungry for a little while.
Well, I'm gonna say, and this man, when it came to this man, when it comes to the invitations, he didn't find out that his people, his 20 people that he asked for, he didn't find out until they got the RSVPs back. And he
Yeah.
didn't see none of the RSVPs from his family. And then he talked to his family and they said, no, they never got one. They got a notification about the wedding, but they didn't get an invitation for an RSVP. So then he went to his wife and his daughter. And that's when they said, well, we don't have room for your 20 people. But if there just happens to be some people that don't show up, then we'll let some of your people come, maybe.
How big is the wedding?
250 people.
Ooh, and they can't bring in the 20 that the man footing the bill wants to invite?
Wow.
Nope.
Yeah, see. Yeah.
In his house.
Yeah.
In his house.
Yeah, that's not cool at all.
At all. And my position on this.
Him basically. They just
Yep.
do whatever the hell they want to with it.
Yep. And I say that too. And if the guy gonna come up in there doing it, because he found all this out, I think they was having some type of rehearsal dinner or something like that. And then he got up there and he stood up, he made a speech. So if she gonna let him walk him down the aisle, okay, as a man, I might could step back from that might. But at that particular point, all that responsibility financial responsibility go to him. If
Damn
that's
right.
the case, it go to him now at this point.
If you want to play daddy all the way.
Yep, there you go. Couldn't have said it better. If you go walk in them shoes, walking them all the way to wherever the destination is, walk in them.
Yeah, he found out at the rehearsal. He found out at the rehearsal when he thought he was going to be the one during the rehearsal to walk her down the aisle.
Yep.
And her real dad walked her down the aisle. And he was just thrown back. Like,
Yeah.
wow, for real?
That's dirty.
Yeah. So Marlena, what's your take on this, Marlena?
Well, I think it's very disrespectful. Whew, that would make my blood boil. It really would. If she felt like, I'm just going with everybody else, that she wanted her biological daddy to walk her down the aisle, then she should have had at least a conversation with her stepfather and say, listen, it's my biological dad. I would like him to walk me down the aisle. Or maybe you both can walk me down the aisle. I just want him there. Because he's my dad, I want him to be there. I know he hasn't been in my life, but I still have love for him. And I just want him to be there and be a part of my wedding. Say something. Say something. Give him a reason, to want to continue with it. Invite his people. Don't dismiss his guests when you're asking him to pay for everything, this is a man who has raised you your entire life. And he's been more of a father to you than your own. So at least give him the, the respect.
Yes.
And, the respect that he deserves to do all of this.
What does that say about the wife, though, who just let this happen?
Her too.
It says a lot about her.
That's the main issue is the wife.
She should have. It kind of makes me feel like it's some dirty stuff that was been going on behind his back all these years. That they've been married. It seemed like she's been dipping and dabbling with the little girl's father and keeping. If you kept that a secret, what else? What other kind of secrets did you keep? Are you keeping that we don't know about?
Exactly. I would be questioning.
I would be thinking all kinds of
man here.
Yeah, why would you want him here? He hasn't been here for her.
Right.
Well,
and there goes the Pandora box right there.
There goes the Pandora box.
Who knows if they start building a relationship?
Why is he all of a sudden getting all these accolades and things, and he ain't did nothing. He ain't been in her life, and he certainly hasn't financially stepped up to the plate to pay for anything in this wedding. And I don't get to walk her down the aisle. I don't get any of my family members to come.
And to find out at the rehearsal?
And to find out at the rehearsal dinner, find out at the very last minute. And then you didn't even tell him then. He just found out.
I'd be ready to leave.
That's
I would tear everything up in there.
My money out, leave. I'm gone.
And here's the real petty part of this whole thing, right? And this the part I found funny. It don't have no bearing on anything, but he said he paid for the catering and all of that, and they serve things on the menu that they know he allergic to.
Wow. And didn't tell him.
It did tell him, he done paid for all this, and he looks over the menu. He was like, "It's 2 or 3 things on here. They know I can't eat."
Yes, they treating this man like an ATM. But you know what? I have a sneaking suspicion that this is probably the last straw.
Yeah.
When you look at the accumulation of, if you're gonna be that disrespectful now, there's probably been a lot of disrespect this man has been enduring for time, but he might have just been letting go.
Yep.
Yeah. Be that bold, that blatant disrespectful to somebody, something that significant. That's the kind of level of disrespect. They just like, oh, whatever. They ain't even thinking that he gonna have any reaction or say so or anything.
If that had been me and they had been disrespecting me all that time, I would have been like, I'm not paying for anything. She's never respected me. You you disrespect me in front of her. So, I got her through high school. You know what? I got her graduated. I got her maybe through college or whatever. I'm done.
If I was that man,
I don't even think that I would pay for college or anything else if she was disrespectful to me.
If I was that man, I would have said I want a divorce.
That's what I said.
I would have too.
I would want a divorce.
After
that,
I wouldn't trust anything. If they did that, I wouldn't trust anything about them. Nothing.
I completely agree with you, Marlene.
Because the wife would not agree to anything like this if
the door
stands by her husband.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would never teach my daughter to do such a thing. I would never do that.
And I always say,
and my daughter came to me and said to me, "Mama, I know my daddy hasn't been in my life, but he is my daddy, and he's my biological daddy, and just to complete my wedding, I want my daddy to walk me down the aisle." And I would say to her, "Well, who has fully been taking care of you your whole life, and who has been responsible for everything that you have, who has provided for you everything that you need. And if you want your father to walk you down the aisle, this is a conversation that we need to go have with your dad."
way early in the
with your
planning.
dad, and maybe they both can walk you down the aisle, because I don't want him to not be a part of your wedding and walk you down the aisle when he has been the one who has really taken care of you your entire life. You don't even really know your dad. You
Well,
just know you just know
I
that
want to
that's
say,
your dad.
let's give Miss Dianetta a chance, and I'm gonna come back and ask Joseph something. Joseph, I want you to think about this real quick. Would you be interested in both of y'all walking her down the aisle?
I would.
Okay.
I would, because if that's what the baby girl wants, you know, even if she just wanted him to walk her down the aisle, I'd be okay with that. If you let me know in advance,
Yeah.
if you
Okay.
respect my other wishes in terms of my guests and everything. But if it's like basically I'm just putting the bill and don't get to say shit, hell,
I hear you. I hear you. Okay, we like to welcome Leon in. If you can hear me, what's up, bro? How you doing?
I am good. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Cannot complain.
I'm
We
my
got a
bestest
guest on
friend in the whole
tonight.
wide world.
how you doing, Mr. Leon? Good to meet you,
Hello,
bro.
hello, everyone.
Don't be shaking your head down there. I can say hey to Leon. I'm out there. Hey, my bestest friend. Hey.
Hey, bestest friend.
What? Woo!
Yeah, thank y'all for giving me extra editing. I appreciate that.
You better,
So
you better not.
let's
Leon,
give Miss Dinetta a chance to chime in on this real quick, and I'll edit it to make it seem like it's all smooth. So go ahead, Miss Dinetta.
first of all, we need to keep in mind that this man is not married to this woman. They are living together. They've been together for 10 years.
Oh, they're not married.
Oh, they're not married.
Not married, no.
Oh hell no.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, they can move right now.
I was the I would have considered talking to him about it and asking him if he had a problem with them dividing their time walking her down the aisle. One walk halfway, another walk the other half. And actually, I would allow him to do the father daughter bride dance, and that would be it, because he ain't foot nothing. He's there on a humbug. I think the mother was very disrespectful because
Mm-hmm.
this man is paying for this entire wedding, 250 people, and all he asked was for to have 20 of his friends, family and friends to attend, because this girl has been involved in this man's life all of her life, 10 years. That's a lot. And I'm sure he paid for prom, her graduation, and all of that other
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Um, what I thought was pretty amazing was he put the mama out, the daughter out, and he kept his, because he said the automobiles that they were driving, he paid for. So they left with their clothes, and that was it. Which I
Oh,
think
so he
is,
did put them out.
yes, he did.
Wow. Yep. Good man. Finally,
For
stand up.
him.
And told them that he was taking all his deposits back, and they would have to foot the bill themselves.
Yep.
So, with that being said, I think he was righteous in what he did. You can't be mad at him. Feelings were involved. He had been involved with this girl 10 years. Um, that makes me think that the mom and the biological father had something going on all this time, because all of a sudden he's being put in the forefront.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And 10 years is not no little bit. 10 years is a large sample
That's a
size of
long
any
time.
type of data.
But
You know what I'm saying? That's a long time.
if you with somebody for 10 years, that's a committed relationship.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's a large amount of data to be able to make an informed decision after 10 years worth of data.
Yep. That is true.
That's common law marriage in most states.
It
And
is.
some.
Mhm.
Now I'm gonna tell
Oh.
y'all, when I saw the post originally, one of the comments that I saw, which made me put it into our group, that one of the comments said, well, maybe the wife did all of that because think about it. It's been, well, not wife, the girlfriend, because it's been 10 years and he never married her. So she felt, maybe she felt like that he can just be an ATM machine.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't I say that? They treat him like an
You
ATM.
said it, but that don't make it right.
Didn't they say all is fair in love and war?
Well, they no longer have access to that ATM.
I say if he didn't marry her in 10 years, maybe she wasn't marriage material. I mean, look at what the hell she's doing now.
Well, she must have been doing something right to get him to fit all them other bills.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
doing something right. Who knows what it was?
Some people just pay the bills because that's where the hell they live. They ain't pressed about the next person. They gonna pay them bills.
But
Right.
you don't buy extra cars because that's where the hell you live.
That's true.
But he took that
He
shit
bought
back
her a
too.
car and the daughter a car. I mean,
Yeah, but
some of
them
that got to
taking it
be out
back
of
is
love
not the point.
somewhere.
Him taking it back is not the point.
Yeah.
The point is that he bought them for to provide for his family. You
Yeah.
know, he did
What he
did
thought was
that.
his family.
But to me, I still say I would look at this man and I would be like, how much disrespect have you endured over the last 10 years to make them even think
That's so
Yep.
bad.
about that this
Yep.
will be okay? That they could even
Yep.
try this mess.
Right.
That's a good question.
You know? I mean, you don't just come up with something like this. I mean, they just treated this man like he was an afterthought through the whole wedding planning process. If you ever planned a wedding, you know that's not something you do overnight.
Right.
That takes
So,
months.
men, as a child's father, if you were the child's father and everything was being paid for, would you feel right to be stepping in like that?
Not without talking to that man, I wouldn't.
Nope.
Even if
That's what I said. We got to have a conversation. We got to have a conversation about this thing. And truth be told, even if you are the biological father, if you're a man who done lived long enough, who's reasonable now, I ain't saying you just, they're my daughter, whatever. Sometimes you have to look at a situation and say, if you know you ain't been there and you know this man done did whatever, it might hurt your pride, but you got to say, okay, I'll let him do that, especially if he's paying for it all. I know it'll hurt, but you have to be realistic about where you at in this scenario.
Yeah.
as a man, I wouldn't even say
Absolutely.
I wouldn't even show up without talking to that man first.
Yep. Yep.
As a man,
Yep.
if I know this man and did all this, I'm gonna come to him as a man and be like, "Yo, man, can I holler at you for a second?
Yep.
Everything you've done, um, I have a request. Would you be okay if?" As a man, you gotta respect other men.
Yep.
Yes, as a man, how could you just go to another man's house and just take over like that?
Exactly. Unless you've been constantly disrespecting this man along the way.
Yeah.
In some
Well,
way, shape, form, or fashion. Once again, looking at that woman he's been living with for a decade.
I say he's been on the back burner all this time.
Leon, how you feel about that, bro? I know you just kind of got you jumped in the deep end with us, but how do you feel about it?
Oh man. From what I done caught on to and picked up on as I've been listening here, the first part for is the 10-year thing and the woman doing all this stuff to the man and the man finally cutting ties and shit. You know, that sounds kind of like my damn last marriage, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Because goddamn, I mean, after 10 years, you know, I had bought cars, paid bills, and got everybody a vehicle. And then I went through my little situation, and you know, she didn't. Well, after she decided she wanted to send all my vehicles, clothes, and belongings to me, then it was like, okay, you know what? I ain't got time for this shit. Fuck you, fuck this relationship, fuck this marriage, fuck you and your kids. Y'all can have whatever bills y'all got at there. I'm not paying no more. And move the fuck on.
So,
So, you know, I understand it on that point, but then y'all went a little bit further into saying that it was the marriage of the daughter and the stepdad or the other gentleman had been there 10 years and paid all this stuff, and the biological father come in acting a damn fool, he wrong his two left shoes. Like stated, he need to be a man and approach that other man and be like, yeah, there's some things I would like to request if you don't mind, for as doing this or doing that. If it's cool with you, it'll be, and it's cool with my daughter. Hey, can I do that?
Right.
Yep. Because if we being honest, there are some concessions in it's quite a few things that go on in a wedding. It's a few things, a few concessions you could have made. You could have said maybe you could have had the first dance with or something. I'll walk her down. It's some type of compromise y'all could have came up with.
Yes.
If I mean, unless you just be like, nah, I've been here the whole time. Fuck you. Unless you just that on some shit like that. But it's a compromise y'all could have did, because at the end of the day, like Joseph said, that's your baby girl. Both of y'all baby girl, because at that amount of time, hey, yo, you like dad too, they like dad. And if y'all both love her, y'all will work this out.
That's true.
Yeah. Apparently, it wasn't gonna be no compromising, because they didn't even put nothing on the menu for him.
That's great.
Oh man. All right. Yeah,
Jesus.
everybody get a chance to chime in on that, because we're gonna move on to the next thing. And this might be a little controversial. I'm glad Leon came to kind of help us out, help us men out with this right here. But I want to play some, and I want to hear what the men think about it, what the women think about it. I already know what the women think about it, but
stop saying that man couldn't handle a strong, independent woman. That wasn't the case. He couldn't handle the anger, the bitterness, the complaining, the strife, the blaming, the not taking accountability for your actions, the not apologizing when you're wrong, the throwing him underneath the bus and telling people all about the secrets that he told you, you breaking his trust, you being disrespectful. That's what he couldn't handle. That's what he didn't want to deal with.
all right. So who would like to pop this cherry open?
Did I
Me.
post that one too? Because I remember that one too.
I don't know. So go ahead, Marlena.
There are women like that. There are. And the one thing I hate in this world is to see a man love a woman with all his whole heart, his soul, and she does nothing but be her best at tearing him down. There are women like that. I know some women like that. I know some women like that. And it's a terribly sad situation, because there's a lot of women who truly too have been mistreated by men, who deserves a good man and a decent man. And I guess that kind of goes both ways, but
Yep.
that's that's a terrible situation, especially for a woman to be doing to a man, because whenever good men are rare. And I'm trying to tell you, good men are rare. And so I don't know what you thought that you would hear us women say, but I'm saying that that's just a situation that I hate to see. I hate to see. I really do.
I'm gonna give a little pushback on what you just said. I think if good men are rare, then the ability to recognize a good man is even more rare, because they're out there. It's just that just like we've been taught certain mental things about women, y'all have been taught certain mental things about men. Well, man just gonna be a man. and we paint with such broad brushes. How about we start saying that man is acting like that? Not all men are like that. You know what I mean? But I digress. Diane, how you feel about what she said?
It sounds to me that she was angry. I don't ever like to call a woman bitter, but it just sounds like she was angry and probably fed up and was just kind of venting because I didn't agree with everything that she was saying. You know, I like trying to recognize good men. And even if you're not, I try not to tear anybody down, not just a man, anybody for that matter, but especially somebody, that I'm thinking is a potential, mate. I'm definitely not gonna tear you down. That's when my feminine ways come in. Um, uh, Try to let the person lead. I don't know. I didn't necessarily agree uh, with how I, she just sounded angry.
But she's angry about what? How women treat men, or how women, or she angry about listening to her friends complain to her about men. I'm saying, what do you think she's angry about?
I don't know. I don't know. She just sounded bitter. When you first start playing it, I actually thought it was one of us just jumping in talking about it. So I really didn't even get the background.
Yeah, it sounded like the clip you played. It sounded like a woman talking about a different situation. She was talking about a man being tired of the disrespect and tearing down and blah blah blah. Without, I don't know what she's talking about. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Okay.
but that being said, I agree with what she said. I'm like, what I would say is I don't think good men are rare. I think good people are rare, men or women. And I
Fair
think sometimes
point.
as a good man or a good woman, you find yourselves in situations with people who aren't as good as you. Because all good people ain't meant to be together. Both people can be good, but you're not necessarily a good match. So y'all ain't good together.
Yep.
But it sounded like what she was saying is that this particular man was tired of how this particular woman was tearing him down, doing this and these and those. So if I take her at her word, it sounded like it was a good man who was with a woman who did not value him, did not respect him, did not treat him the way he needed or desired or deserved to be treated. He was tired of it. My thing was, hey, good man, why did you put up with any of this foolishness from Jump Street?
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
From
Okay. Go ahead. You want to finish that thought on?
Yeah, because I'm like, look, if you are in a relationship, getting to know somebody, at some point, you got to see who this person is. And at some point, you got to make a decision. Is this something you want to deal with?
Yep.
And you can't raise grown folk.
That's true.
You get in a relationship with somebody because you see potential and you hope they gonna change or figure some shit out. That's on you, good man or not.
Hmm.
Good man or not. If you get into a situation with a female and that female is disrespecting you and doing all this and all that, why you put up with that shit longer than a day or two?
Yep.
Don't put up with that shit for 5, 10 years and expect a bunch of sympathy when that woman told you who she was 3, 5, 6 months, a year or two into a relationship. But you thought
Yeah.
she was gonna change? You thought she was gonna figure it out? You thought she was gonna love her through all this bullshit? Man, fuck that.
Yeah. All right. Good point, Felicia. What do you think? Then we'll go to Leon. What do you think about what she said?
What I think is that I agree with Diane. She's angry. And I'm going to tell you what I think she's angry about. It's a lot of people that get with people, they get in a relationship with people that they're not equally yoked with, and they stick around with it, and they have all these complaints instead of just moving the hell along. You knew you wasn't equally yoked the moment you got all these unnecessary complaints. Move on. There's plenty of people out here. There's plenty of good people out here. You're just not equally yoked with that individual.
Yep.
Move it along. No need to get mad. No need to get bitter. Just understand that's not the one for you. You're not the one for them. Move on.
Amen.
Okay. All right. Mr. Jackson,
Yeah.
how you feeling, bro?
Hey, unlike Miss Diane, I'm just gonna say she's a bitter motherfucker because hey, either she is or whoever the hell she talking about, they bitter as fuck. Because what it sounds like is that he did something in the beginning to hurt the relationship. She forgave and didn't forget and kept being bitter about it and doing shit to egg the situation on or get revenge per se, and kept making the situation worse and worse and worse. But the man was like, hey, she forgave me. Why I can't forgive her? And we get back to the way we first started this relationship off as, happy couple, ready to take on the world, do whatever we need to do to make it work. But she was the one that couldn't let it go and kept being bitter about it and kept, just destroying the relationship until the man finally said, hey, enough is enough. I'm done. Let's do something different, fuck you and all the shit that you talking about, let's go. So, it's a lot of bitter people out there. It's a lot of people seeking revenge for things that happened in a relationship. Like Joseph said, why you just can't, and Felicia said, why you just can't move the fuck on? And if you know that the person did something to hurt you, you need to stop right there and say, hey, you did that. I know I'm not gonna get over it. Be a man or a woman about it. I'm not gonna get over it. Quit trying to say that you're gonna forgive and forget. And knowing that you ain't the whole time, move on, try something different, find somebody different instead of, making the other person try to work and earn a relationship that you know that they ain't gonna be able to get back with you.
Right, by constantly bringing it up later on.
Yeah,
Here it
wasting
is
time.
6 months later. And remember when you did such and such? I ain't never forgot that. And shut the fuck up. Why you still here?
And that's what I always say. If you make that conscious decision to forgive somebody who cheated on you, who hurt you, or whatnot, you have to live with that fact to say, okay, if I say I forgave you, you can't keep bringing it up, because if that's the case, all you doing is wasting time. All you did was put a pin right here and say, okay, well, 6 months, instead of breaking up right now, we'll break up 6 months from now. That's all you're really doing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's out of question. You keep once you forgive that person, you keep your mouth shut about it. Even if the cross your mind, just try to release that from your mind because you forgave that person. And if you find that you can't forget it, just go to them and say, listen, it keeps coming up. I don't feel comfortable with it.
Yep.
It's not going to work for me. I need to go.
Yep.
If
And
you
on the flip
forgave him
side
and
of that,
forgave him
you
and you
shouldn't have to
tried to
live
work it
on
out,
you shouldn't have to live worrying about if he gonna do you wrong. If you feel that way, y'all gotta split. If you
yeah,
feel like where he at, what he doing, you normally take you 15 minutes to get here. Now it took you 17. What you did with them extra 2 minutes? You don't want to deal with that shit.
that's
Right.
why I said in my marriage, that's why I said it was a done deal because I knew I've never been an insecure person, and I knew that I knew that I loved him. I knew that I wanted him to stay, but I knew that I was not going to be able to deal with the things that happened in our marriage. So
Right.
I'm okay. I'm not going to live my life insecure. I'm not going to wonder every time he steps out that door. Is he doing this? Is he doing that? Is he with another woman? I'm not going to live like that. So as much as I loved him, I knew that that marriage was over. And I had to release him, and I had to release myself.
Yeah. Nope. Okay, Mama D, how you feeling about this?
Well, forgiveness is a two-part thing. And I heard Leon say something about forgiving and forgetting, and that's not always possible. You can forgive somebody, but you may not forget it, but you suppress it. If you love that person and you figure that you can deal with it, then you suppress it to the point where, like Marlena said, you can't, it keeps coming up. So you do that because the Bible talks about love, and it says that love does not keep account of the injury. So every time y'all get mad and you keep bringing it up, then something is wrong there. Now I know Diane said she don't like to call people bitter. She was bitter. She was pretty bitter. She really was.
Yeah.
And I also agree that there are, with Joseph, when he said not just good men, but there are good people, and there are. They're good women and they're good men, but there's some pretty bad men and pretty bad women too.
That is true.
Yeah.
I don't think it is good for any man or woman to go out to their friends or whatever and talk what she talked, because that's a private matter. Like Marlena, with my marriage, I forgave him and I tried to forget it. And I pretty much did. I didn't really forget it, but I did suppress it until we started having baby mama drama. So I knew I wasn't going to live with that.
Right.
And like Marlena said, she released it. I definitely released mine because I packed his bags for him. When she called and told him that she was in labor, and he asked her, was her bags packed? And she said yes. So when he hung up, I asked him, are yours packed? And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, look under the bed. I had gone to the Goodwill and bought him a suitcase. And he didn't even know I had packed up his stuff. I said, so you go be with baby, mama, and all of them. It's been a good life. It's been a good 25 years.
Oh my
And if
God.
I didn't mean anything to you, I can move on. Because when you met me, I lived by myself and I can continue to live by myself. So I never, and people in the street knew about this relationship way before I did, because I didn't allow people to tell me where they saw my husband. I said, I don't want to hear it.
That's right.
Don't tell me. Because I know I'm a child of God, and eventually I was going to find out, which I did on my own. And of course, they had lots of questions when I went to work. People at my job knew about it. I don't even know how they found out. And they were asking me, are you and Frank together? We're still married. Are y'all together? We're still married.
Wow.
That's none of their business. And that's not something that I told anybody about. So she was wrong with two left shoes.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, just to touch on what Donetta and Joseph said. Yeah, there are good men. My husband, he was a good man. He really was. And like Joseph said, and actually we were good together. but but the cheating thing was a thing that was just a thing that I could not deal with. But yeah, you're right, Joseph. He was a good man, and if he cheated on me, that meant that we weren't meant to be together. So good people, and I'm a good person. He was a good person too. So we were just two people who weren't meant to be together. You're exactly right.
Wow. Okay. All right. One more. And this time I'm gonna give it a chance to, marinate. But this is the age-old question right here. Men and women be friends when the two people are in a relationship with other people.
Ben,
Yeah,
let me ask you a quick question.
sure.
In a marriage, can I have a best friend of the opposite sex?
No.
You want to be more specific?
A best friend is somebody that you spend a lot of time with. You go on vacations with them. You go out to dinner with them. You call them when something exciting happens or when something bad happens. You ask them for guidance. That's a best friend. Would you want me to be calling another guy and going on vacation with another guy and going out to dinner with another guy and confiding in another guy?
Hell no.
Are we done here?
But
No, there's no but. On top of that, what if this guy has feelings for me?
which I can't control.
You see how this can be a problem? That's why you're supposed to be my best friend.
Now, is that true? I'm gonna ask two people who sitting right beside each other. Are the man and the woman supposed to be best friend, or can you have best friends outside of the relationship, Joseph?
I think you can have best friends outside of the relationship, but if that's truly your best friend, they're going to respect your relationship above any. So if you've got a best friend of the opposite sex, so the one comment that woman made, you go on vacations with your best friends. No, you don't. Not if your spouse ain't okay with it. No, you don't. And your best friend, if they truly your best friend, they gonna respect your relationship. They gonna work hard to preserve your relationship the same way you should be working hard to preserve your relationship. Because your best friend wants nothing but best. Your best friend wants you to be happy. Your best friend won't. If your best friend know your spouse got a problem, your best friend won't call you. Your best friend won't bother you. Your best friend is going to do everything they can to make sure you are happy. Because we all got best friends, right? Don't you want your best friend to be happy? You're not going to do nothing to create drama and confusion in your best friend's relationship. So if your best friend is introducing drama and confusion in your relationship, that ain't your best friend. That's your option.
Okay. What about
Emergency, in case of emergency, break glass? That's what that person. That is not your best friend. Now,
okay, Diane?
your best.
Wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joseph.
Now, your best friend looks out for your best interest, even at the sacrifice of their own individual happiness. If your best friend got feelings for you, your spouse should never know, nor should you, because your best friend should be looking out for your happiness. Your best
Okay.
friend, when you fucking up, your best friend gonna help you pick out gifts for your significant other. As a female, if your best friend can't help you shop for your husband, that ain't your best friend. As a male, if you got a best friend that's a female that can help you pick out gifts for your wife or spouse or girlfriend, whatever, that ain't your best friend. Your best friend should be just as invested in your happiness as you are. Otherwise, it ain't
Okay.
really your best friend. That's just somebody of the opposite sex you like keeping around just in case you need something on the side and you don't want nobody to find out. That's who that is.
But what if some women, like you just said, you saying that if it were problem, I'm saying if it were just strictly y'all friends, but some women just don't want you to have that female friend, period. Ain't no problem. She ain't trying to get at you. She ain't that, nothing. She just strictly a friend. But some women see it as you shouldn't have a female friend that you consider your best friend. Like she said, I'm supposed to be your best friend.
Your spouse should be your best friend. I believe that. That I do.
Okay. Diane, what's your thoughts on this?
So if the guy that I'm dating in a relationship with, etc., has a female best friend, we have a female best friend.
There you go.
She's gonna be coming around. She's not gonna be where I even have to have a thought about what if. And as far as vacationing with this woman, no. You need to bring your boyfriend, then we'll meet you.
There you go.
But just going and traveling together, that just don't even look right.
Mm-mm.
Even if it's innocent, it just, that's gonna make the woman feel some type of way, and the man. If I'm going on vacation with my guy best friend and leaving my husband at home, if if I have somebody that's been around for years and years and a friend, they're gonna know about my spouse. They're gonna be comfortable being around. It's nothing gonna be hidden. So not saying that you can't have one, but that just means we have one.
There you go.
All right, cool. I like that. I can get with that. What about you, Ms. Mama D?
Well, I was in that situation where I was best friends with a guy that I worked with, and we had similar interests. He liked sports, I did too. Of course, he liked wrestling. Um, and he talked about his wife a lot, you know. And one day I said, you know, because he would tell his wife stuff that we'd be talking about at work and everything. I said, you always talking about your wife, and I know you say stuff to your wife about us. I'd like to meet your wife because I don't want your wife to think there's anything going on. He said, you know what? I never even thought about that. And I went over for dinner, and she's like, I am really glad to meet you because I hear your name all the time. And I was wondering if anything. I said, there is nothing going on with your husband and I. We're just friends. And then she became best friends.
There you go. Exactly.
So she and I hung out more than they did. You know, at when it came down to it, during that time we was going to a lot of dances and stuff because he belonged to a lot of clubs and stuff. She didn't like to dance. He liked to dance. I like to dance. So she said, I'd much rather for him to dance with you than to dance with all these other women out here because you know they got ulterior motives. So people thought that we had a menage a trois going on because he would dance with some, and then he would dance with me, and he would dance slow with me, and then he would dance slow with her, and they was like, okay, what's going on? Because we would all go together. Um, on New Year's Eve, they would always go to church. I didn't at that time. I wasn't doing that. I was partying. So I would always drop by their house before I was on my way to the party to wish them a happy new year and tell them to pray for me while I'm out there sinning. And each year they was like, you going to church with us one night. So one night I did go there, and it's like, you going to church with us? I said, you know what? I'm sick of y'all asking me. Yeah, I'm gonna go. And then I joined their church too at that time. So it can happen, but you have to be mature
Yes.
and know the place in that relationship. You know, that was not a three circle relationship right there. It was a husband and wife that was friends with the same person. I happened to be his friend first, but then I became her friend as well.
Exactly.
Okay. What about you, bro? Can men and women be friends if one or the other of them are in a marriage?
Let's see. I hear everybody saying that, yeah, it can happen, and you know, you hear it all the time, and celebrities say, like Steve Harvey says, that a man and a woman can't be best friends in a relationship while they're in a relationship because one or the other want to have sex with the other one. Uh, I have found in my life and past experience and past marriages, I can have best friends, or you can have best friends that are of the opposite sex, as long as you know the boundaries. You know, you have to have standards, and you have to recognize that, hey, this is just a friend that I talk to sometimes, and when my wife is not understand when I'm not understanding where my wife is coming from or my significant other is coming from, I can go to them and try to get a perspective of the opposite sex and figure out, okay, if I'm seeing it this way and they seeing it this way, why come they don't want to see it my way? And then that best friend will tell you, hey, it's because A and B and maybe a little bit of C. And
Right.
then you like, hey, okay, well, okay, I see your point now. And then you go back to your significant other and be like, hey, okay, I understand what you're saying because it was told to me that you probably view it or feel as though it's this way. And really it's not. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm trying to be this way. And it benefits to have a best friend of the opposite sex, like I say, but the main thing is you have to know you have to know the boundaries, you have to know and respect what the relationship is between you and your significant other, and know that you can't cross lines with your best friend who is not your is just that your best friend.
See, the problem with a lot of that is because 90%, not all women, but 90% of most women are gonna ask, "That's your best friend? Y'all fuck?"
Yeah. Like I say,
Y'all,
that's why
you
I say
know,
past
what you
experience.
mean we fuck? Y'all fuck? Now, it's a simple question. Y'all fuck?
And
And
that was
once
the
you
question
say
about my
yes, you can X her off the list immediately.
That is true.
yeah.
Once you say yes, she go. So, I mean, it's a weird thing. Like y'all said about the maturity level. It's hard, but not hard. You know what I mean? It just depends on where you at in your life, and because sometimes those women, even though as I say, a lot of women are light talkers and dog doers. They talk a lot of good shit in the light. Say this could be me. Oh, I won't do that. I don't do that. But turn them damn lights off. Then they doing all that shit they say they don't. Not
Right.
everyone. I'm just saying that some women talk like that. So they'll portray they cool with your girl, and then the time they try to get at you. So it's hard, and vice versa. I'm pretty sure that happens for the women too. They friends trying to get at them too. You know what I mean? So Marlena, what's your thoughts on this? Then Fifi, we'll wrap that up with you.
Absolutely. Men and women can have best friends of the opposite sex. I have for years had men as best friends, and I think it's all. I mean, you have to, when it comes to you having a significant other, husband or wife, and best friends of opposite sex. There are boundaries and limitations that come with that whenever you become mated. I have been best friends with some men for years, and they, I mean, even though I have been best friends with men for years, even when I was single. No, I ain't going on vacation with you, by myself. You know, mean you just ain't going on vacation. I'm not gonna do that. So I know that certainly that I wouldn't do it if I was mated. Um, um, and I would require the same thing of my husband. I don't care if you have female best friends. And like Diane said, they become our best friends. My best friends, my male best friends become our best friends. Your female best friends become our best friends. Um, and yes, there are limitations and boundaries when it comes to best friends, as well as when it comes to other men and women in general.
I don't want my woman and my supposed best friend to be best friends. I'd rather stop fucking with you. No, I'm good. I'm in a relationship. I'll talk to you later. I ain't nowhere in the hell. I don't want to be friends. I just want it. I just rather stop talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean that because you know how y'all be. Anything that you can't get out of us, you backdooring, going over there trying to. I don't need that shit in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but what if you were friends with a person for years? Like I have a
It's
guy
security.
friend. I have a guy friend that I've been knowing. I knew since high school. And
Absolutely.
talk every day. We don't talk every day, but you're pretty. I guess you could say he's he's part of my circle, and you can't just throw that person away.
No. When I say stop talking to, I'm talking about I'm like you say y'all don't talk every day. You know what I'm saying? We'll kind of keep it to whatever. But I don't want it to the point where if I'm out and about, he said he was with such and such, you know what I'm saying? You calling all these folks and no, I don't want that. Cause women
What are
got,
you talking about, Mario?
I'm saying sometimes y'all be goddamn, inch high private eye. Y'all know how y'all be.
I mean, that's just
Ain't
how
nobody doing that
but
stuff.
ain't nobody,
A lot of
Oh,
them
so
do.
women don't do that. Okay.
I'm not saying no
We
women
feel we have
don't do it, but it's
feel
just
like we
stupid.
have to push, and yes, we do that.
to do all of it.
Yes. Yeah, and I agree with you. You shouldn't have to do that because some men do push y'all to the point where y'all got to check them and do all this stuff. But once again, I say that once you start doing all that, the sanctity and the feeling you got of googly eyes and the butterflies, once all that shit gone and you got to do all that, you ain't no longer in a relationship. He on house arrest. You might well be his probation officer at that point.
See,
Not
Mario,
on probation, more like a
this is
warden.
why I didn't stay in a relationship with my husband. See, because I'm not gonna be with the man that I feel like I gotta check. The,
Right.
the main thing about being in a committed relationship is you love that person. You trust that person. Where there's no trust, there's no love. If you can't trust that person, then you truly don't have love for them the way that you say that you do. And then because the relationship is whole. If you feel there's something incomplete about this person, if you feel there's something incomplete about this person that makes your relationship a whole, then you have no business with that person. See, and that's probably one of the reasons why I've been cheated on by every man that I ever had, because they were immature. I wasn't a person that runs and checks up on you, where you at, where you been on your phone, blowing your phone up, every move that you make. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not checking your phone. I'm not doing none of that stuff, because when I take you as my significant other, you are the person that I love and that I trust. So I'm not looking for these things. I'm not.
All right. All right. I feel you. I feel you. So,
We didn't hear from Felicia.
that's what I was just about to say. So, Felicia, give us your take on this.
I hate this question because I got my own story.
You hate it?
I hate this question.
Mm.
I hate this question because so I used to feel like, yeah, I'm okay with the man having a best friend. Well, I got to the point of where I got engaged. He had 3 female best friends. They became my female best friends. At the time, I was in the club and I was club hopping. They knew about it. They heard about the clubs I was going to. They wanted to go with me. One of them decided to go with me. Well, this particular night, I got drunk as a fucking skunk. She asked me, can we go to a place nearby? It was somebody that she knew from the club. I said, okay, sure. As long as y'all got a blanket and a bed for me to sleep in somewhere separate from y'all. They agreed. We got there. I went to the room that I was designated, laid down, put the blanket on me, passed the fuck out. Woke up to my pants being pulled down, somebody holding my leg. She right there, he right there. She instructed him to do different shit, all for me to get raped. And, and then she turned around, and when I told my fiance at the time that as to what was going on, she decides that she wants to call him and tell him some old other bullshit. And because of the fact that he known her longer than he known me, even though we were engaged, he put a ring on my finger, but he believed her over me because that was his best friend. Fuck no. If you decide you're gonna have a best friend, I'm out. Deuces. You can have your best friend.
I mean, if we would have put
Wow.
bets on the beginning of that story, I did not think it would have been leading to a rape story. I would not. I don't. Anybody want to follow that out? I don't know what to say after that. I mean, that's
Well,
yeah.
that is so extreme.
Yes.
I mean, wow. That's just
Let's just move on.
wow.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
based
See.
on your experience, I understand why you feel the way you feel. And ultimately, we all are all just an accumulation of our experience.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you, after that, I even gave it a try with another guy that I was in a relationship with 7 years, and he had a female best friend, and we was cool. I didn't have any problem with it until towards the end of the relationship. I found out, even though he was showing me and telling me everything, that he didn't want her like that, but she showed her true colors, that she was really wanting him like that. She just been in waiting. So yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm not going through that.
So for your personal experience, just men with best friends as females has just not been a good experience for you.
Nope, and I don't want it. I'm good. I'm not gonna argue with nobody over them having their best friend, they female best friend. You don't have to give me no type of story. You don't have to tell me nothing. I'm gonna just tell you, I'm gonna respectfully back out of this. I don't want no parts of this.
And
You
you
can
know what?
have yours, and I
Right
can have mine.
you have everybody feel that way, and the person that's going to be for you will probably feel the same way, you know? And that's the thing. You know, there's so many good people out there. I'm sure there are plenty of men out there that don't want their woman to have no male best friend. And there's other men that don't give a damn, you know? The man for you is gonna be the man to be like, hey, I ain't got no female friends, you ain't got no male best friends, and we good. And that's not an unreasonable ask, because what everybody is comfortable with, not everybody's comfortable with the same stuff. You know,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
you gotta respect that. So
Yeah,
I respect that all the way.
absolutely.
Okay. All right, y'all. We're gonna close it out because we getting to that point. Close it out with one last question. I'm gonna start with you, Mama D. In a long distance relationship, Mama D, what has to be in place in order for it to be successful?
Communication,
Okay.
a good understanding and communication.
Okay. Communication about how we gonna close this distance, communication about just the ins and out of the relationship.
Communication about everything, the relationship, what's the expectation. It also depends on the maturity level of the people too. You know,
Okay.
what is your end result? You know, what are you expecting? Um, that's something that you got to talk it over. And that's something you got to talk about.
All right. Diane, what has to exist? What parameters have to be in place in order for a long distance relationship to succeed?
Hit it dead on the nail. You have to have exceptional communication, um, trust. Um, you have to, I guess, well, in order for it to be a long distance, you got to like each other a little bit, right?
Yeah, that might work.
Got to like each other just a little bit, you
Yeah.
know, and always thinking ahead, like making plans and arrangements, just so that you can keep things thriving, keep things, fresh and things of that nature. Because being away somewhere and being hours away from another person, that can, cause issues and have other people being and things of that nature. So just kind of, making sure everything is kind of planned out, and ultimately it's just good communication. It is the bottom line. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Marlena?
I'm on the same page. Communication. Um, because it you know you in the beginning, if you start letting people know what your expectations are, things that you will like, things you don't like, things you will tolerate, um, you know how to maneuver with each other. You know, you learn each other's uh, likes and differences. You know, I don't, you know, I don't know. You just learn a whole lot about the person that you're trying to develop a relationship with. You know, you don't know uh, where it can lead to if you don't communicate. It could lead you to, you know, a place that you want to be, and it can lead you to a place that you don't want to be. So, so you have to truly have to communicate um, what you're looking for, and the things that you want and desire in a relationship. It's that's just simple. That's just simple.
Okay. All right. Fifi?
Ask the question again.
I was asking why how much it cost for 10 chicken wings up there in Detroit where you had 10 pieces and some fried
You
rice.
didn't ask
You
that
know what?
damn question. Come back
You
in your
know
motherfucking
what?
lane and ask the right damn question.
All right, well, they say, pay a goddamn attention there. We asking what needs to be in place in order for a long distance relationship to be successful for you.
What needs to be in place has to be communication and a plan to bring us closer together. And we must be working the steps of that plan for me to be comfortable. Because if we're not working the steps of that plan and we're not communicating right, then it's not going to work.
Okay. All right, bro, you can wrap it up for us. What about you, Lee Jack?
Hey, I hear y'all when y'all say communication, trust, and all this other good stuff. But the most important thing in a
Oh
long distance
Lord.
relationship, what? I'm finna tell you.
Yes, I want to hear it. Go ahead, bro.
Just believe me when I say this. Spontaneity and some good goddamn internet. Boy, I'll tell you. You ain't got them two things, you ain't working with shit, okay? I'm just saying. Hey.
It just don't look the same when it's buffering, do it?
No, it is. It's horrible.
You know what?
Kind of gotta, like, before you go back home, you kind of gotta put something on their mind, give them something that he can feel or remember. That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got a point though. But a lot of times though, we got to ask ourselves before we enter into long distance relationships. What type of people are we? Are we impatient people? Are we jealous people? Are we, if you say yes to any of those questions, it might not work. You might not need to be in a long distance relationship.
And let's not
Sometimes,
forget insecure.
yeah, insecure. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes we enter into things that we know we just ain't built to endure from the jump.
Very true.
Please.
But we do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we feel good and we victims of the moment. And you know what? She pretty, she fine. I like her. We vibing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could do this. Shit, I can't do this. It just depends on who you is. And y'all say communication, and I always say we done deduce communicate. Humans and dogs can communicate. I need effective communication. You know what I mean? I need where the communication is where we truly on the same page and we understand, hey, this is what we doing, this is what we walking toward. Because you'll be amazed at how many
That's
people
why I
our
said
age
working the steps.
can't understand and be on two different pages. Even though we was in the same conversation, we walked away with two different things from it. So you got to have effective communication.
Agreed.
All right, so we're gonna leave that right there. Anything anybody want to say to wrap this thing up before we get up out of here, y'all? All right, Joe.
The wheels
Oh, I
on the bus
was
go round and round.
no, I was gonna get Joseph trying to close it out since he was our distinguished guest today. Joseph, you want to lead us up out of here and getting up out of here saying our goodbyes?
Sure. So, everybody, it's been a pleasure and an honor to spend time with y'all and to join y'all on the Total Podcast tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Look forward to doing it again soon. Thank you, lovely, beautiful Miss Diane, for inviting me and including me and spending some time with me. I appreciate you including me, bringing you to the part of this circle. And it's been real. It's been a great conversation. Look forward to the next.
All right, hear you. We enjoyed having you, Joseph. Thank you, bro. To Mr. On One, Mr. Lee Jack, talk to him, brother.
Hey, been a great show. Sorry I missed the beginning. Had some technical difficulties, as y'all could see during the recording. But hey, I'm here. I'm happy. I'm free. I'm always on one. Making it do what it do. Till next time.
Next time.
All right, till next time. All right, Miss, keep your damn lane. Felicia, take us home, baby.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, and I'm gonna head out tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And again, like, share, subscribe, and deuces.
All right. These next two people gonna take us, have something to say. We're gonna start with Miss Marlena, the cat lady, and of course, y'all know we ain't getting up out of here without Miss Madeline having something to say too. So both of y'all, dysfunctional asses, say goodbye.
Miss Madeline going first. Okay, bye, y'all. Hey, and bye again. I love y'all.
Bye, Madeline.
Meow. Thank you, viewers, for coming in to join us this evening. Don't forget to hit us up on our social media avenues. You can also hit us up on our website, totalview22.com, and our email, a totalview22@gmail.com. In the absence of Andrea, I tried to get that right. And we're on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify. What else? We're on YouTube. What else? Anything else?
Everything. I mean, you pretty much hit it.
Okay.
Anchor,
All right.
Triber,
So don't forget
in
to
place.
hit us up on our social media avenues and bring some friends the next time we in. We didn't have too many shenanigans going on tonight. We were pretty serious tonight, but I promise you, if you keep coming, we will have a multitude of them showing up. So thank you for coming in again. We love you. Meow.
All right. We was on our best behavior and talked to them. You know what I'm saying? We gotta warm Joseph up into. We just couldn't jump into the deep end right off the jump. You know what I'm saying? But I promise you, Joseph, you come back through. The gloves are off, player.
Hey man, I'm ready.
I can tell you can handle.
They always have shenanigans when I'm saying something.
Uh-oh.
No.
I ain't got no cup with me, so yeah, you good tonight.
Wait a minute.
See, listen to Miss Madeline can't keep her lane.
Oh my goodness.
There she goes. Her Macy self.
I know. I'm just so messy.
Mama D, have the Rugrats been in order tonight, or do we get a good grade tonight? What's the verdict here?
You got a good grade, but I hate having to follow that two-headed monster.
You know what? I know you ain't talking about me, Dianetta.
I didn't call your name, Miss Madeline.
Yeah, but every time you said a while ago that I was schizophrenic, so you know what? I know you was talking about me. But that's okay. That's why I don't like nobody but Diane, because she's nice. And Leon, my bestest friend in the whole wide world, you know I love you. The rest of them I can't stand.
Is something wrong with your neck?
If it is, it ain't none of your business.
Anyway, we want to thank everybody for coming. The Rugrats paid attention today. They were
Shut
pretty.
up, Mario.
The number 12 did not come out at all. I'm really surprised.
That's because she fell off of it.
Oh, okay. We were on our best behavior because we had company. So now that the company part is over, the next time he comes, they'll probably show their asses. But y'all did good tonight. So I hope you enjoyed the show. It was very informative. And I'm hoping I'm not feeling the best tonight. So I hope I feel better the next time we see you. So see you next time.
All right. So we're gonna close it out by saying thank you to everybody for participating. I know, I really appreciate y'all because I know we all got stuff to do. Everybody got family, jobs, and stuff to do, and we all still find time to hang out with each other and do this. I appreciate that. Thank you to Joseph for coming through. Could have been doing anything in the world, but he chose to hang out with our crazy ass. So we appreciate that.
We sure do.
Janine and Andrea are not here, so we always gonna shout out to our crewmates, our family that's not here. Andrea's under the weather. Janine not done making that bag, so we can't do nothing but respect that. So we'll get up with y'all next week. Y'all be looking out for all the promos and all that stuff that's coming. And Marlena did a good job explaining to y'all we out there. Ain't no need for me to repeat that. So until the next time, we out. Gonna do y'all thing.
Good night.
Peace.
Meow.
Alicia.
Don't let her say
The
nothing.
wheels and the bus go round and round. That's why
I
I'm going
said, don't
roll
let her
that
say
number
nothing.
12
There you
over
go.
her.
There she
See?
go. Don't
Look,
let her say
50
nothing.
points. 50 points. I just got 50 points because I'm running her over.
Lord Jesus, have mercy. You
How
running
come
on.
we can't never just say goodbye?
I don't know what's wrong with that girl.
All right, we out.
I got a total clue.